Okay, Matt, I'm going to make you do the introduction.
Right, so here we are, a whole 5 days after the PlayStation 5 event happened. We're always on the cutting edge and on time with these kind of things. So we're going to talk through some PlayStation 5 trailers and give our reactions.
We are here with our distinctly tepid take on the PlayStation 5 launch.
Yep, a very lukewarm, tepid take.
Kicking it off with Ratchet and Clank and the ESRB rating.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and say it that this looked like the most impressive game that they showed because it actually showed something new with the dimensions and jumping in, going to new worlds.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering, is anything going to be taking advantage of the PlayStation 5 hardware? And this was the one that was doing all that SSD goodness.
This is the game that looked like it would be impossible to do on PS4.
Yeah, I saw is it Digital Foundry had a thing on this. They're actually properly live reaction as opposed to 5 days later. And this is all kind of running properly 4K and lovely as opposed to, whatever it is PlayStation 4 will do today.
Yeah, the only thing though is that when it gets into it, it looks like hard work.
Maybe.
Because there's a gameplay bit that came after this in the whole reveal show. And it just looked like hard work to me. I don't think my head can keep up with that. Because you're in an environment, and then you've got a thing that you go through, and then you're in a whole different place suddenly. I can't keep up with that. I'm in my 30s.
I'm hoping you don't spend the whole game jumping through dimensions. That would seem a bit intense.
It can't be like this, because this is clearly... this is just exhausting watching it, let alone trying to play this.
This has got to be what they call a vertical slice that just shows you...
Oh, a vertical slice?
Yeah, the game at its best.
Oh. Have you got any more terminology?
I'm wondering if that's going to be an actual system seller, though. Will people actually buy a PS5 just for Ratchet and Clank?
Well, yeah, has anyone ever bought a system for Ratchet and Clank? I'm not... It's always... It's not quite the top line, is it, Ratchet and Clank? It's good and nice and all, and, I've played plenty of them. Or is that it?
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Well, and also that clearly wasn't Ratchet. That's...
No.
Great.
Twitter's already been overtaken with fan art of the female.
Yeah.
That's it. Ratchet? Which one's Ratchet? The robot or the thing?
Well, yeah, when that started, when it started in the thing, it's like, hang on, is this Ratchet and Clank or Jack and Daxter? Can't remember which one.
Oh, come on now, you should know that.
Yeah, but I'm thick, I don't know.
You told me earlier you didn't know what knack was.
I don't. I don't know what things are. What's this one? This one's short, isn't it? We need to talk about this.
This is the one from Square Enix. Some of the guys who worked on Final Fantasy 15 did this.
It's being developed by a new studio.
It looks interesting, and this bit looks fun. This bit looks fun and jumpy, and then the whole route thing. That's all good.
I like there's like a gardening-inspired game. Seems not enough gardening games.
It looks fun and pretty.
I'm willing to bet that name sticks with it. They called it this as a pre-development title, but then it'll end up sticking.
Yeah, you wonder what year it's going to come out then, don't you?
Like Project Gotham Racing, where that name ended up sticking.
Good observation. Strong. More of those.
This one.
Cameo, Elements of Power. Yes.
It's Pikmin.
Does it not remind you of Cameo? Because it's a launch thing. It looks sort of cute. It's action-adventure with a bit of a twist. Just the cadence of the title sounds like Cameo Elements of... It was Elements of Power, wasn't it? The Xbox launch. Xbox, or was it Xbox 360 launch time?
360, Cameo.
I mean, it looks fine.
Apparently this is on Xbox as well.
And PlayStation 4. It's weird, it looks like something really graphically impressive, like it's a proper PlayStation 5 game, but then it's coming out on this generation as well. So I don't know how much worse the PlayStation 4 version is going to be.
It'd probably be 4K on PS5 and then 1080 on PS4.
I don't feel like the PS4 version's going to look remotely like this trailer.
Yeah, but will the final game look remotely like this in reality? Yeah.
It looked like this. Yeah, it looked like this.
It might look like this bit. I'm still dubious. And it's kind of fun though. I mean, the little black furry Pikmin things are, you know, cute and all. And I think they're big fans of Zelda, obviously, aren't they? The developers, which is no bad thing.
It might end up being that the games that are the most heavily stylized look the best on PS5.
Yeah, because some of the real stuff that we'll see in a bit, it's still not real. There's some ropey hair going on still.
No.
Whereas, yeah, a bit more stylized. Yeah, it's obviously cartoony, but then is that slightly better cartoony, much better than PS4 good cartoony looking?
Well, the trailer looks awesome. Just whether a case of it lives up to that.
Yeah, I know it looks spectacular, but you know, a lot of PS4 games look pretty bloody good.
What's next? It's the cat game.
Right.
This was the highlight of the show, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the few trailers that were more like kind of short films than game trailers, which I kind of like because it implies that they're slightly more interesting than, you know, what was it, Godfall, which was just smashy, crashy, bashy. And, you know, a game about a little cat going about in some sort of place where only there are robots and, you know, it's got a backpack. Pretty good.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays. Is it third person, first person? How's that work with a cat?
I think it's third person, this one.
Yeah, I don't think you want to be a first person cat, do you? Well, I suppose it's first cat. You don't want to do it from first cat perspective.
Exactly.
Still doesn't quite move right though, does it? It's not quite real. Well, the robots look fantastic, but the cat, it's still that. It's not quite even in the uncanny valley. Just the movement of it is slightly wrong.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a PlayStation thing. I think that's just an animation thing.
And actually, nitpicking could be involved in the game. You know,
maybe the cat's a robot.
I did think that because some of the times where it kind of pauses just before it moves, it is quite robotic looking. But I imagine it's not robotic. But if it's a robot, it's got very nice hair.
You could shoot lasers out his eyes.
That's a system seller.
It looks interesting though, and that, you know, interesting. I'll take. Ah, Little Devil Inside.
Little Devil Inside. This apparently was originally in development for the Wii U.
Yeah.
Wasn't this on Kickstarter at some point, or was that something entirely different?
It was Kickstarter, and originally it was planned for the Wii U. And it's eventually found its way onto PS5 as an exclusive.
Does anyone want to say Frank Sidebottom? Yeah, Frank Sidebottom line, because it does look a lot like papier-mâché headed Frank Sidebottom.
Well, they're not even bothering putting this on PlayStation 4 then.
Don't think so, no.
It's an interesting mix of stuff though, this game, isn't it?
It's obviously been in development for a long time if it was originally for Wii U.
Yeah, it's just an interesting mix of tones. Like there's a little bit, where he cowers from the big monster in a minute, isn't there? And obviously you've got the interjections from the old guys on the loo at one point, and it's clearly something interesting going on in the game. It's not just a little action adventure.
I feel like Sony must be paying them a boatload of money for an exclusive, though.
Don't know.
That man just did a poo.
This feels like it could be a PlayStation 4 game. That's the thing for me. Like you say, it was a Wii game originally.
Yeah, but then almost all of them could be really. It looks good though. It's interesting. And again, I like that there were a lot of just slightly opaque trailers that didn't really tell you an awful lot and didn't explain everything. It's, a little bit of mystery, a little bit of intrigue.
Bit of intrigue, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of ones that look like short films.
This is from Capcom. It's also coming to Xbox. But again, it doesn't really explain much about what the game's about.
It really gives absolutely nothing away about what you might do in this game, which, I feel like this maybe went a little bit too far in that direction, and it would have been nice to have an inkling, maybe, of what it's all about, other than thematically and tonally, which obviously is all very interesting and nice. But yeah, this is the girl with the hair that it's not
dodgy, yeah.
Yeah, but then hair's hard. Everyone knows hair's hard.
Cats are hard.
Yeah. It's a very hunchback cat, that, isn't it?
We can do Spacemen, though. We got Spacemen nailed.
Oh, the Spaceman. You can't see his face. The Spaceman looks fantastic. Amazing looking. And actually, the whole city looks pretty spectacular, doesn't it? That's what I mean. It does look like a short film.
Kind of feel like when I first saw this, I thought it was like a Death Stranding sequel or something.
Yeah, there's just no clue. There are no clues in this. And then he's on the moon. What's he doing on the moon? I do like that bouncy thing though. It's bouncy cage is a good idea.
It's a game about kidnapping children and dumping them on the moon.
Doesn't it seems like you're going to stay with the child on the moon, maybe?
How are they breathing on the moon?
That's an interesting. Well, I mean, the spaceman's all right.
She's a robot, something.
Spacesuit on.
He's told her to hold her breath.
It'll be fine. Got a couple of years for that anyway. Clearly, there'll be more details of it in due course, I'm sure.
This was the big one.
Yeah.
But it's not. Is it Horizon 2 or is it Horizon 1.5?
It'd be a brand new game.
Yeah, the little logo's got two little lines in it that look like a 2. I don't know whether that's actually indicating that it is number 2, but it certainly looks like a sequel.
It's good to see the crabs.
They're great cities.
Yes. Yes. No comment on crabs.
I'm not going to make that obvious joke there.
No, we can avoid that. That's fine. But the whole underwater stuff looks nice, and the water looks very nice. But then, yeah, water often looks very lovely, doesn't it? But I don't know. But then I've struggled with Horizon a little bit. The first one, Zero Dawn. I like it, but I can't fully get into it. But there she is, though, Aloy.
I'm glad they're doing this instead of a new Killzone.
Or will get worse and worse.
Not a fan. Not a fan of the Killzone, Matt?
I think it's just run its course. There were rumours of a Killzone reboot and a Resistance remaster or reboot.
There's nothing I
I'm
won't do
kind
to
of
save this
glad
world.
that Sony didn't pursue
Maybe I
those.
won't explore.
Didn't they launch PlayStation 4 Killzone?
They did, yeah. There's Killzone and Knack.
What's that?
What about PlayStation 3? Was that Killzone a launch thing or no?
That was
Some thing.
Resistance and Motorstorm.
Alright, so I remember there was like an E3 Killzone demo ages ago.
That was for Killzone 2.
No barrier.
Yeah, that was the one that was didn't quite live up to.
This mission is
It
mine.
looks all big and impressive, though, doesn't it?
If I falter,
Yeah, I don't remember
fail,
the original Horizon being quite
won't
this,
be anyone left.
you know, having that much scale.
What's coming?
No, there's a lot in the frame, isn't there? Although there are some very good-looking monsters. They look difficult. does look like hard work.
It feels like a game they couldn't make on the PlayStation 4 though. So even though it doesn't look dramatically different from the original Horizon, it looks, like I say, it's all about the scale.
Yeah, and it does look impressive, but ultimately it looks pretty similar, doesn't it? Yeah, they go a little 2. Is that a 2?
But whatever
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, let's call it a 2. See that? That's massive! That looks like hard work.
ready.
Got no chance. She, trying to have a go on that with an arrow. Come on.
I think we've got a quick fire round after this. Very short trailers, and I can't remember if I got everything in here. I probably missed a few.
Did you miss NBA?
I did. I intentionally missed NBA.
Disappointing. What's that? Oh, that's
Grand Theft Auto.
This was trolling a little bit.
Very odd choice to open with it.
So Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in 2013, so we're now 7 years and no new Grand Theft Auto. So it's sort of the time when people expected to see Grand Theft Auto 6 news, and then it's the start of the PlayStation 5 conference, and then bang, Grand Theft Auto 5 again.
But people, as the voice of the people, Matt, are people excited about Grand Theft Auto 5?
People still play it. It's still got millions of players. So
But are they excited about it for PlayStation 5?
I think they would have rather had Grand Theft Auto 6 news.
Well, like a new game. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but it still makes money. It still has players, so it does make sense to put it onto PlayStation 5.
They could have done a Spider-Man, reuse the same city, but make it a proper next-gen title. Whether that's got Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
This is coming out this year, and obviously it's going to reuse assets.
Gran Turismo, though. Shiny. Shiny looks, fine.
It's supposed to be using ray tracing, so that's the thing.
What does that mean?
Shiny visuals.
It looks nice. It does, and it does genuinely look pretty spectacular, to be fair.
I guess Gran Turismo's a system seller as well, isn't it? So
This is the one from Housemarque Games. Did they make Resogun?
they did, yeah.
Yeah.
They were going to make a battle royale game.
Yeah, this is Returnal, isn't it? Kind of looks like a sort of high concept shooter with aspirations to story.
Trapped in this endless cycle.
Probably fine.
Is no escape.
We're not quite there with the photorealism yet, are we? With faces.
No, it looks good, but better with the helmet on.
Different. As if changing
PlayStation 5, better with a helmet on.
is becoming part of me.
They can add that.
Sackboy.
This didn't look too hot.
It looks,
I guess they need a family-friendly title to have in their lineup. But this didn't look particularly next-gen.
Well, this might be one of those cross-gen. Release it on PlayStation 4, kind of get the PlayStation 5 one as well.
Yeah.
but then what would a PlayStation 5 kind of generation, action platformer look like?
Sackboy hopping through dimensions.
Yeah.
Not
Actually-
everything can do dimensions.
It needs to have a new robot sidekick.
Destruction Derby.
So this one felt like it was designed by committee, but maybe not. It feels like Rocket League plus Fortnite plus Destruction Derby to me.
It does look a bit like it's trying to be cool.
Yeah.
And
Like-
Fortnite-y from the very little much I have of that game.
Like someone went on Wikipedia to find the most played online games and merged the top 3 or 4. It's just
I think there is a bit of talent behind this one. Is it ex-Wipeout developers or?
it's the Project Gotham guys, a lot of Bizarre Creations people.
Yeah.
I'm sure it looks the game looks cool, like the tech behind it, all the destruction, and I love Destruction Derby on the PlayStation. It just looks really try hard.
Problem is, it looks very similar to Onrush from Codemasters, which flopped. I think it will need to do more than that game to succeed.
You feel like this will be a launch title? This is kind of one of
yeah.
the mid-tier launch titles that might do well as a result of getting out of the launch.
I think you could say the same about this as well, Oddworld.
It is remarkable how much it looks like, yeah, a classic Oddworld game, but put in to fancy pants. Because it still looks basically 2D, doesn't it?
I'm not convinced this is going to be an exclusive to PlayStation 5 or anything.
It's one of those characters that's got a lot of appeal.
Yeah, a lot of people like him, don't they? And he's kind of cool. But it does look like a swanky version of an Oddworld game, doesn't it? But then that's true of a lot of this stuff, isn't it? Ghostwire? Ghostwire?
Yeah, this is from Bethesda.
You see things others
It was in development for a while, then development halted, I think. Now it's picked up again.
hear threats.
The only thing I think is it just looks like such a Japanese developed game. A lot of the kind of, not just because it's set in Japan, but the sort of the first person
Fight when others
stuff, not just shooting, but sort of first person stuff. Just looks very, very Japanese developed, which is by no means a bad thing.
Like this.
It's from the team behind the Evil Within games.
All your hard work, all your sacrifice.
So they've gone from horror to
sped
psychological
up the
horror.
process.
This could end up being quite an early title as well. It's been in development for a while.
Into something else, aren't we?
And now
What was this? This is
you find yourself alone.
Bugsnax.
Bugsnax.
I went through a roller coaster of emotions with this trailer. I like the start of it. I don't like this guy very much. The end of the trailer is brilliant. The music is deeply annoying. I don't know quite what to expect from this at all at the moment. It's piqued my interest, but it's odd.
A lot of people were talking about this one on Twitter.
In a positive way?
Yeah, in a positive way. Couldn't stop thinking about Bugsnax.
Yeah, I do like the mayor. The mayor does look like a complete idiot in the best possible way.
This may have been in development for a few years already.
This
Demon Souls.
Demon Souls. It looks bloody nice. I think this is about as nice as anything looked.
I think along with let me start that again. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a game people buy the system for.
Is this going to be an exclusive?
I believe it is, yeah.
But people have been clamouring for it, haven't they?
It's been remastered by Bluepoint, who've already proven themselves with lots of other games.
Certainly looks the part. This Deathloop.
Yeah.
Yeah, this felt quite Overwatchy for some reason.
Piecing together the puzzle.
It certainly looked
There's
cool.
8 targets. And they all got
A lot of attitude, this game.
There's just
Quite Tarantino.
You thought it was going to be easy?
Juliana Blake, Black Reef's protector, and a real pain in my ass. She may kill me a million
Luckily,
times.
there's lots to say about it.
Eventually, inevitably, I will.
It reminds me of something Ubisoft did about 10, 15 years ago. I'm trying to think of the name of it, but was it 13?
Self-shaded. Yeah, it was Cell-shaded 13. That's being remastered this year. It's due out at the end of the year as a remaster.
I have a feeling this is going to be a multi-platform game as well, despite all the time it got on the reveal.
No, friendly. Who are you? Who sent you? What's going on? They're coming. Who is?
This is Resident Evil 8
Or Village.
Village, yeah.
Again, with slightly weird faces.
They really fudged that in.
Nicely laboured.
With Chris Redfield again, who seems to put on a bit of weight.
I feel like these kind of games aren't the best way to show off a new console, though. It's just all a bit grey and murky.
This was apparently in development for PlayStation 4 as well, but they couldn't get it running smoothly. So the PS4 version was cancelled.
So what are they doing so differently that the PS4 can't handle it?
Loading? I don't know.
It's probably to do with things like frame rate.
Yeah. Finally we get to some of the idents from Channel 4 that they decided to play in between everything.
Oh yeah.
This is Channel 4. I mean, they're nice looking and all, but it was a weird show though, wasn't it? It felt very disjointed, I thought. A lot of lulls in it.
Yeah, kind of started okay and kind of finished quite well, like Horizon and Ratchet, but just felt like a lot of the stuff in between was...
Yeah. They saved the big one for last.
But also just the structure, there was a lot of copyright notices all over the shop on black screens between the different games. Like, there's no pace to it. I mean, I know that's a dangerous thing to say as we're recording this. But yeah, so we do get to see the hardware. People weren't convinced we were going to see the hardware, weren't they?
Yeah.
But...
Any guess on the price?
I'm hoping for $399 for the digital model, maybe $450 for the model with the disc drive.
Higher? Lower? I'm going $599 for the disc drive one. $499 for digital.
600 quid?
Yeah.
It's going to be in short supply to begin with.
Also, bear in mind the pound is kind of useless these days.
Yeah, but everything is not. Yeah, don't know. We'll see. There's no point. We don't know how much it's going to be.
How much is an extra joypad going to be? That'll be $59.99 probably.
Is that it?
I think it is. It's showing you two side by side. You can see.
So, do you like the look of it?
It looks really futuristic. It looks like what you'd expect a console in 2020 to look like 10 years ago. But...
At least it isn't just a black box with a disc drive on it.
No, but I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite happy with a bland box.
It does give me Xbox 360 vibes.
Yeah.
It's apparently designed like that to keep it cool. I remember reading the pre-development models would overheat. So this is Sony's solution to keep it cool and vented. I would imagine there's a lot of room inside it for air ventilation.
It does have a whole load of vents.
And on that message,
We're done.
PlayStation 5, big on vents.